remember when I was living with my mom, this lady and her son moved in next to us. And for some reason, that made my mom mad. I'm talking about one time, me and my mom, we were sitting outside on our porch. And then the lady and her son came outside to sit on their porch. And my mama just left without saying a word. She went back in the house. Like, for some reason, she did not like them. But anyways, 5 or 6 months go by and me and the lady's son, we're starting to get real close. I'm talking about we're going on dates and sometimes I would go to his house to, like Netflix and chill. And it took me a while to tell my mom about me and him because I didn't want to disappoint her because for some reason she didn't like our neighbors. And I didn't want her to be mad that I'm dating our neighbor. But anyways, I had to dig up the courage to tell her about me and him because we were getting serious, like serious relationship. So one day when my mom came home from work, she sat down on the couch and I just decided to go sit on the couch with her to tell her the news. I said, Mom, I got to tell you something really important. She asked me what it was and I finally told her that I was dating our neighbor. For some reason, her eyes got really big and she just busted out laughing out of nowhere. I'm looking confused.
What's all the babies in the background? And I keep hearing a smoke detector.
I asked her what was funny. She said that lady that just moved in next to us was your father's mistress. She said you're dating your brother, dummy.
And the kid was screaming in the background at the very minute that she said that she was dating her brother and that was the father's mistress. Look, man, um, so many thoughts. Is so much wrong with this, right? First of all, you can hear all of the babies in the background. Secondly, you got to hold the mother accountable because, yes, it is the mother's fault for pretty much everything. Now that I'm thinking about it. And then the mother gave the daughter a sentiment to go out here and be out here in these streets busting it down for a real one. Or maybe it wasn't for a real one, it was her brother. This gets so ugly and so complicated. The more you start to think about it like this. So the mother neglected or failed to let the daughter know what was going on because ultimately I'm assuming she didn't really want to take responsibility or accountability for the fact that she picked the wrong guy. And I don't think it's entirely based off of the wrong guy, but you still failed as a mother to even let your daughter know what was going on in general. Maybe we can give her the benefit of the doubt and say that, she was just trying to protect her daughter or whatever like that. But, you know, then the daughter starts to get involved with the son of the lady that's next door and they busting it down for a real one. And obviously they not even marrying before they carry, but they Netflixing and chilling or whatever. And so this had to be pretty recent. And then the mother get upset when the daughter finally get the courage to tell the mother what was going on, and she feeling some way because the mistress moved in next door. So wait a minute. Either this story is incredibly cap, but we gonna just assume for the sake of conversation that it's not. Because of all of the places that the lady can move in, she moves in right next door to you. I don't know, man. I'm calling cap on this one, but let's just assume for the sake of the conversation that it's real because I do hear the smoke detector in the background and I do hear the babies crying in the background. So I'm assuming that she's not married and she feel comfortable telling this story on the internet and she shouldn't be telling this story on the internet. She should take that to the grave. But now she was busting down her brother basically. So I'm assuming that the father is nowhere in the picture. And in order for her to truly be a mistress, that means that the mother had to be married, right? But then we changed the definitions of what the requirements are that's inside of all of this in the first place. But uh, this is just absolutely weird. It's horrible, it's weird, and it shows that either they live in a small town or everybody just messy. And so everybody is starting to become just like each other. And it's not going to be great for the children. And I'm assuming that she also broke up with the dude and that they didn't continue to commit incest. But it's all bad. But it just shows you the dysfunction that's in the community, um, and why we have to be very very careful about the fact that we got to raise our children up to be better, and we got to raise them up in conducive environments that ultimately is going to lead to the best results. When you pick the wrong guy, When you pick the wrong guy, let's just be 100% real. And women know that's the part that they don't take accountability for, because when we have these conversations, a lot of times they'll say, well, it's men fault. No, it's not men fault. It's your fault for the man that you picked. And it's not even something that's a secret. Like, everybody know, and women's intuition works, and so they just basically gloss over the stuff that they know that they're not supposed to be a part of, and then they get mad at the situationship that they find themselves in. But you knew who you was dealing with, and you knew not to open up your legs before you married, and you knew that you shouldn't be having children out of wedlock, and you know that it's going to be bad as far as the situation that you put yourself in. And then you will have the other woman that's also picking the same type of guy and putting herself in the same type of situation, and then they just so happen to be moving next door to each other. And to be honest with you, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not even that far of a possibility, for real. Like, this is not that far fetched that this could be something that really happened, because I see stories and y'all send me. I can only react to and use so many different examples. Sometimes y'all be sending me some bullshit, but some of the stuff that I do think that's interesting and that I could put a new twist or a spin on in order to use this as an example of how we supposed to be moving. I see some wild stuff all the time. I just seen Evelyn Lozada's daughter just got pregnant by the game. So it really ain't that far fetched. And we're gonna talk about that on After Hours tonight. So make sure y'all tuned in to After Hours. After Hours probably popping off right now, as we speak. But I just seen that the Evelyn chick's daughter just get supposedly pregnant by the game. You know what I'm saying? People are breaking up because of taking pictures with Chris Brown. We just had that conversation over, what was it, breakfast this morning, Rita? Yeah, we just had that conversation over breakfast, and it's just bad. It's bad in these streets, and everybody is sleeping with everybody. And so, I see it. I see it playing out, and y'all basically brother and sister out here, and everybody is busting down everybody, and y'all sharing DNA, and y'all sharing, how y'all feel about each other with each other. And so it all is just multiplying exponentially. It's not just happening within Hollywood circles as far as everybody sleeping with each other. It's happening on the lower levels. It's happening within y'all cities, and it's happening within Atlanta and San Francisco and all of this stuff. And now you also, on top of that, got guys sleeping with guys, and that makes it even worse and weird. And y'all took over a whole month in Pride Month, and so I expect for this. I expect this type of behavior in our culture and in our society. I'm not even surprised. This is something that you should be surprised about, but I'm not surprised about it. I probably could have predicted it if I wasn't so intently listening to that smoke detector alarm that was in the background. But let me know what y'all think. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, on top of that, make sure that y'all leave a comment so I can hear what y'all got to say. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.